down. Gagutmatics, we almost done. We almost done. Then I'm gonna do the golden spiral. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the spiral there. Ooh, that shit gonna be fire when I put that spiral on there. Ooh, that shit gonna be banging. Yo, it's Gagutmatics. This joint gonna be popping. We almost there though. Almost there. Almost there. What up? Gagut greetings. That's the issue. That's the issue. See what I'm saying? Yo, when niggas love niggas more than the game, till niggas love niggas ain't shit gon' change. When niggas love niggas more than some shoes, perks, the mollies, Zans, and the blues. Niggas doing bad but be in a good mood. Niggas love hearing niggas getting bad news. Some niggas so, some niggas so dope. Guess what? I'm a real nigga too, yeah. Saturday morning cartoons and sugar smacks. Now we leading Super Bowls and heart attacks. Butt shots and surgeries. Who started that? A pharmacy dream come true. Imagine that. A bunch of niggas on the whole team. A bunch of niggas that run the whole league. A bunch of niggas is all the world need to end starvation and bring the world peace. But when niggas love niggas more than the game, till niggas love niggas ain't shit gon' change. When niggas love niggas more than some shoes, perks, the mollies, Zans, and the blues. Niggas doing bad but be in a good mood. Niggas love hearing niggas getting bad news. Some niggas so, some niggas so dope. Guess what? I'm a real nigga too, yeah. Everything that God made like it's supposed to be. We the only beings paying for our groceries. Clothes, the food, and the water's owed to me. Hey yo, my birthright was stole from me. They got us programmed straight out the ovaries. In the spiritual war, I'm like a soldier bee. Got my kundalini up like a cobra bee. Yeah, come talk to me like Jodeci and get your mind blown. Blab, brain on a whole nother time zone. Wow, still sharp and still like a grindstone. Infinity to infinite, I'm in it, but I ain't in it. And I'm right here, ain't changed from the beginning. Church say I'm sinning. They the ones who getting all their money from their women and children. Running the scheme and selling the dream. All my people got making esteem. But when niggas love niggas more than the game, two niggas love niggas ain't shit gon' change. When niggas love niggas more than some shoes, perks, the mollies, Zans, and the blues. Niggas doing bad but be in a good mood. Niggas love hearing niggas getting bad news. Some niggas so, some niggas so dope. Guess what? I'm a real nigga too. Blah. Yo, that shit was heavy. Oh, I gotta run that back. Yo, can I run that back? Can I run that back, man, please? Oh my God, that shit was fire. That shit was fire. I gotta run that back. Yo, cause we don't love ourselves. That's what's crazy about it. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy about it. Who got a song? Stevie Wonder got a song. He said, hate knows that love is the answer. You know what I'm saying? Marvin Gaye said only love can conquer hate. You know what I'm talking about? So we gotta love ourselves. We gotta love ourselves. And I love you because I love myself. And we're gonna go into some Gagutmatics. We're gonna go into some Gagutmatics. PhD level shit. We're gonna start at the ground floor though. We're gonna start at the ground, we're gonna work up. Just like a tree grows. A tree grows from the bottom up. You know what I'm saying? The sun rises, it comes up. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna start down here, we're gonna go up. See, they trained us to write from the top of the page down. We should be starting from the bottom and going up like everything else in nature. That's our problem. We want to microwave information. We want it now. Nah, some stuff, this ain't no microwave dish. This ain't no microwave dish. This is a home-cooked meal. This is a home-cooked meal. This ain't no microwave dish. You want some French fries? You want some oodles and noodles? That's what you want? niggas more than the game. Till niggas love niggas, ain't shit gon' change. When niggas love niggas more than some shoes, perks and Molly, Zans and the blues. Niggas doing bad but be in a good mood. Niggas love hearing niggas getting bad news. Some niggas so, some niggas so dope. Guess what? I'm a real nigga too. Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons and sugar smacks. Now we lead in Super Bowls and heart attacks. Butt shots and surgeries. Who started that? A pharmacy dream come true. Imagine that. A bunch of niggas on the whole team. A bunch of niggas that run the whole league. A bunch of niggas is all the world need to end starvation and bring the world peace. When niggas love niggas more than the game. Till niggas love niggas, ain't shit gon' change. When niggas love niggas more than some shoes, perks and Molly, Zans and the blues. Niggas doing bad but be in a good mood. Niggas love hearing niggas getting bad news. Some niggas so, some niggas so dope. Guess what? I'm a real nigga too. Blah. Woo! That shit fire. That shit fire. Yo. Everything that God made like it's supposed to be. We the only beings paying for our groceries. Clothes, the food, and the water's owed to me. Yo, my birthright was stole from me. Got his program straight out the ovaries. In the spiritual war, I'm like a soldier bee. Got my kundalini up like a cobra bee. Yeah, come talk to me like Jodeci and get your mind blown. Blow, brain on a whole nother time zone. Wow, still sharp and still like a grindstone. Infinity to infinite, I'm bending but I ain't in it. And I'm right here, ain't changed from the beginning. Church say I'm sinning. They the ones who getting all their money from their women and children. Running the scheme and selling the dream. All my people with this vacant esteem. Yo, when niggas love niggas more than the game. Two niggas love niggas, ain't shit gon' change. When niggas love niggas more than some shoes, perks and Molly, Zans and the blues. Niggas doing bad but be in a good mood. Niggas love hearing niggas getting bad news. Some niggas so and some niggas so dope. Guess what? I'm a real nigga too. I'm a champ, I got the belt. I ain't rapping for my wealth. I'm rapping for your health, even love my lower self. Life is for the living, welcome back to opportunity. Separation, the illusion, all we want is unity. I'm an old soul, all this other shit is new to me. I'ma give you this download like a computer beat. My reflection, my reality, not what you do to me. I'm looking in the mirror, my reflection like it's doing me. Trump chasing clothes. Woo! Yo, I said cloud chasing clothes, chatty patty, that ain't cool to me. I ain't go to school, I ran the street like Ferris Bueller be. My light is shine so bright like a mule be. Looking, I poke them, hook them, and cook them, good looking, chuck them a juice. Yeah, cut them loose, threw them demons off the roof. Now they say I got the juice. I'm the theorem, I'm the truth. My journey is the proof. Woo! Yo, what up? Gagut greetings. Alright, so we're gonna do some Gagutmatics. And I owe y'all this from earlier, you know what I'm saying? The Warrior Princess came in and broke up my whole vibe. You know what I mean? But we about to go in. Yo, more than the game. That shit was fire right there. That shit was fire. That shit was fire. Yo, peace and love. Peace and love to the goddess Shakona. What up, goddess? What up? Shay, what up? We got Leo in the building. What's poppin'? Los, what up? Yo, I gotta hit you back too, Los. Chosen, what's good? Oh, we got my brother Duncan in the building. Duncan, we got a rap. I meant to hit you up earlier. Cool, what's up, man? What's up? Cool is definitely in our class. Chosen, what's going on? Gagut greetings. Cool is definitely in the class. Shakana was in the class. We had a class yesterday with Professor Oyibo, and it was banging as always. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take this Gagutmatics and we're gonna willy out with this, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you just missed it, Chief. I'm about to run this joint back, yo. I'm about to run this back. Hold up, man. I'm about to run it back. Yo, I didn't even know you was still up. I swear I thought you was gone. I thought you was lights out. Leo said run it back. Oh, we got the coach in the building too. What up? Gagut greetings. This about love. I appreciate them hearts. It's about love. Because we got to love ourselves. That's the problem. Hate knows that love is the answer. That's what Stevie said. Then Marvin said, only love can conquer hate. Woo. this sauce. This good sauce. You see what I'm saying? Woo! What's good? God is good. G-O-D equals G-O-O-D. That's a theorem. God is good, just with an extra O on it. You know what I mean? Yo, we about to get into some Gagutmatics, but before we get there, I gotta blow some steam off. You know what I'm saying? I gotta blow some steam off. Yeah, because we don't love ourselves. That's the problem. I love myself so much, man. I love you because I love myself. You are me, I'm you, and you are me. You know what I'm saying? Coach, you hit me up, I'll look out for you. You know what I'm saying? Cool, you hit me up, I'll look out for you. Everybody, you hit me up, I'll look out for you to the best of my ability. You see what I'm saying? Because I love you. You know what I mean? Yeah, when niggas love niggas more than the game. Two niggas love niggas, ain't shit gonna change. When niggas love niggas more than some shoes, perks, the Molly, Zans, and the blues. Niggas doing bad but be in a good mood. Niggas love hearing niggas getting bad news. Some niggas so, some niggas so dope. Guess what? I'm a real nigga too, yeah. Saturday morning cartoons and sugar smacks. Now we leading Super Bowls and heart attacks. Butt shots and surgeries, who started that? A pharmacy dream come true, imagine that. A bunch of niggas that's on the whole team. A bunch of niggas, they run the whole league. A bunch of niggas is all the world need to end starvation and bring the world peace. But when niggas love niggas more than the game, two niggas love niggas, ain't shit gonna change. When niggas love niggas more than some shoes, perks, the Molly, Zans, and the blues. Niggas doing bad but be in a good mood. Niggas love hearing niggas getting bad news. Some niggas so, some niggas so dope. Guess what? I'm a real nigga too. Yeah. What up? I'm a real nigga too. Yeah. What up? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What up though? Alright, we're gonna go to the next level. Listen to this. Yo. Everything that God made like it's supposed to be. We the only beings paying for our groceries. Clothes, the food, and the water's owed to me. My birthright was stole from me. They got us programmed straight out the ovaries. In the spiritual war, I'm like a soldier bee. Got my kundalini up like a cobra bee. Yeah, come talk to me like Jodeci and get your mind blown. Blow, brain on a whole nother time zone. Wow, still sharp and still like a grindstone. Infinity to infinite, I'm in it, but I ain't in it. I'm right here, ain't changed from the beginning. Church say I'm sinning. They the ones who getting all their money from their women and children. Running the scheme and selling the dream. All my people with taking esteem. Yo, when niggas love niggas more than the game. Two niggas love niggas, ain't shit gonna change. When niggas love niggas more than some shoes, perks, the Molly, Zans, and the blues. Niggas doing bad but be in a good mood. Niggas love hearing niggas getting bad news. Some niggas so but some niggas so dope. Guess what? I'm a real nigga too. I'm a champ, I got the belt. I ain't rapping for my wealth, rapping for your health. Even love my lower self. Life is for the living, welcome back to opportunity. Separation's the illusion, all we want is unity. I'm an old soul, all this other shit is new to me. I'ma give you this down low like a computer beat. My perception, my reality. Hold. Down low like a computer beat. My perception, my reality, not what you do to me. Looking in the mirror, my reflection like it's two of me. Clout chasing trolls, chatty patty, that ain't cool to me. I ain't go to school, I ran the street like Ferris Bueller be. My light is shine so bright like a mule be. Looking, I book them, hook them, and cook them, good looking, check them, a deuce. I cut them loose, threw them demons off the roof. Now they say I got the juice. I'm the theorem, I'm the truth, and my journey is the proof. Woo! Saw me when I'm sleeping, I wondered where was you? Yo! When niggas love niggas. When niggas love niggas. Yo. So niggas love niggas, ain't shit gonna change. Yo. I used to sell soap. Some sell dope. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? I'm a real nigga too. Blow. What up? Yo. That joint was fire. That joint was fire, yo. Oh, man. All right, so let me continue to extrapolate on that because it's very cohesive. You know what I'm saying? It's cohesive. You know, we got to love ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So I said Saturday morning, cartoons and sugar smacks. Now we lead in Super Bowls and heart attacks. Okay, so we're the most unhealthiest and the strongest and fastest. How do we lead in Super Bowls and heart attacks? How are we the strongest, the fastest, and the sickest? It's because we don't love ourselves. We don't love ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's how we love ourselves. Knowledge is self. Love is understanding. How you don't understand yourself? Dis-ease is ignorance. Dis-ease is ignorance. We don't have problems, we have solutions. Dis-ease is ignorance. And love is understanding, so we don't love ourselves. How we lead in Super Bowls and heart attacks. This is crazy. So we're now taking Gagutmatics to a new level. As it's been packaged by the Professor Oyibo, No Fabit Institute is good, but it's like we need to make it a Lexus instead of a Toyota. If you understand, Toyota actually makes Lexus. Lexus is a Toyota. But when you buy a Lexus, you don't buy a Toyota, you buy a Lexus. You understand what I'm saying? So we're getting the swag to it. We're putting it to hip hop. We're changing the vibration of it. We're putting it to adapt into a social application as well as a technological application, a mathematical. Like, we're doing it all. We're taking it all. We're taking this thing and we're running with it. Shout out to everybody that came into class. You know, I sponsored a couple people to come into class. Shout out to Duncan. Duncan was there. Immortal Cool was there. Shout out to Chief. Chief was in the building. Coach, I want to see you in the next joint. Cool was in the building. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, this is ours. This is our inheritance. This is our knowledge. This generation now, like this, when I say ours, I mean us right now. This is for us right now. Like, and that's right. This the top tier scholarship. And you know, Gagutmatics, we get into Gagutmatics. This is PhD level information. You know what I'm saying? PhD level. You know what I mean? And shout out to Cool. My brother stayed in the whole 12 hours. It was a 12-hour bill we had yesterday. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. Yo, yeah, I got it. Yo, yeah, I'm going to repost that because that joint fire. That joint fire. That joint is fire. And it's like the spitters. You know what I'm saying? Not to say nothing about my brother New, because New definitely a spitter too. But when I listen to Pice and I listen to Caliper, they like the spitters right there. And it's because of, you know, what generation they in. You know what I'm saying? They very compatible. Those the spitters. Like, I love to hear them together. That shit is amazing. And we're gonna bust this joint open real quick. I wanted to get into something. I wanted to get into alchemy with y'all. On a level that I know you can follow me. I'm not gonna go too far. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go too far. But this information is ours. Like, we lead the world in this. We lead the world in this, not just socially, but literally. When we're talking about elements and compounds, we're talking about elements and compounds. We're talking about chemistry. If we're talking about chemistry, we're talking about Kemet. Kemet, the black land. Chemistry. Chem means black, mystery means magic. This is Gagutmatics. So Gagutmatics is going to take everything and make it simple. I'm going to unify this and make it simple. All right? So buckle in your seatbelts. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, he said you've been studying alchemy. Okay. That's good. Al, meaning the. Excuse me. Chemi, meaning black. You know what I'm saying? So this is the mystery of the blacks. This is the black mystery. So we can get into that. We can get all into that. I had an experiment that I wanted to do and I wanted to show y'all. But I got to do some more prepping. For it because it's a little dangerous. You know. Real rap. To be honest, like, it's a little dangerous. I can't wait till we get to the point where we could be doing this and interacting. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, just like Cool said, he been studying. I feel like it's a couple people in the room that can really do this. I already know Chief is there. Carbonation got a bunch of ringers over there. They all with it. Chosen, I know Chosen is there. Cool, I know Cool is there. C. Perlette, I think that's my sister Ra. She's there. Shakana, I believe she's there. I don't know if she's willing to go. Duncan is there. Duncan is a ringer. We got a bunch of ringers in here. Shout out to S. Dot. That's my brother. Stick, what's up, boy? God, good greetings. All right, so let's go into this alchemy real quick. So alchemy, this is the mystery of the blacks. We're talking about chemistry. It's an offset of chemistry. Chemistry meaning black magic. Alchemy is the mystery of the blacks. You know what I'm saying? Alchemy. So alchemy is basically when you took an ancient African, right? And you gave them, well, you didn't even have to give them anything. They can materialize anything out of nothing, out of thin air. You can materialize anything out of thin air. You can give them a piece of scrap metal and they would turn it into gold. You can turn it into, you can take literally, you can take this and turn it into gold because it involves chemistry. Anything involving chemistry, which is elements and compounds, we're talking about chemet, the black magic. And when we go into this science, this is also Gagutmatics. We have, like, this is ours. Like, I could go super deep into it. We're going to get a surface level interpretation. I haven't finished my course on Gagutmatics yet, but I'm a little bit further than just about everybody in this room. So we're going to get up on this real quick and we're going to bust it open just so you can see. So this is the secret of the alchemist. This is the secret. We're going to go over it and we're going to see how our past selves, our ancestors, which live inside of us also have left us messages. We left messages for ourselves. Sort of like the story with Hansel and Gretel. You know, they got lost, so they left some breadcrumbs so they could find their way back. We left ourselves breadcrumbs to find our way back. Only problem is we didn't remember. You know, so these breadcrumbs help us to remember. You understand me? So we're going to go take a trip down memory lane real quick, scientifically. And this is something that I know many people don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Many people don't talk about it. I've been blessed to get this information from the greatest mathematician on earth. And I talk like for hours with him. So I'm going to break this down to the level where it was explained to me. And I'm going to show some different parallels so we can all be together. You know what I'm saying? My sister Ra, I know she up on it. She's one of the ringers. We got a couple of ringers in the room. And if y'all would love, if y'all would like to comment and, you know, give me some tips or whatever you may be, feel free. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to pay attention to my comments. I know sometimes I'll be sleeping on my comments, but I'm going to try to pay attention. So, now, if we're talking about elements and compounds, we're talking about chemistry. Now, the difference is what we're going to do now, and what I'm doing is when you learn chemistry in school, compulsory education, what they do is they take the culture out of the science so we don't see ourselves in it. When somebody says anything to you, immediately you think, what does that mean for me? You try to see yourself in it. Somebody can say aliens is attacking. You like, all right, cool, but what does that mean to me? Like, you know, you want to see yourself in that, whatever it is. So when we look into products like, say, cars, you look at a commercial for a car, they're trying to sell you a car. What they have in that commercial, they have a young guy driving the car, playing hip-hop music. They got people all in the car dancing to hip-hop music. Culture. They put culture into the product to get you to see yourself into the product. This is why we use music the way we use it. So you can see yourself into the product. So you can see yourself in biology. So you can see yourself in quantum physics. So you can see yourself in melanin and grounded in the 5 sciences. This is why we do it. So you can see yourself as a Gagutian. So you can see yourself in chemistry. So you can see yourself in alchemy. So to attach you culturally is to attack what is the most vibrant in your life. And it's music. This hip hop, this is real rap. These vibrations travel and they influence every cell in your body. So this is why we attach it to culture. All right. So keeping it in that fashion, we're going to move to the paper. I'm going to move to the paper and I'm going to show you some things. But notice my adornments. This unk. And I should have worn my other unk. I be double unk sometimes. But notice this unk. right? And what does this mean, right? What does this mean? This is a clue that we left for ourselves. This is a clue. This is a clue. See, our ancestors were very Gagutical, meaning they use a grand unification of thinking. So this doesn't have just one application. It has many. This doesn't have just one meaning. It has many. This has way more than a social application. This has eternal life. Yes. Yes, this is eternal life, aka immortality. Notice we're the immortals. Yes, we carry the Yes, 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 yes. Give me more. Yes, we're going in. We're going there. We're going there. This is ours. This is a Gagutian symbol right here. This symbol is Gagutmatics. You didn't know it this whole time. Yes, you know Gagutmatics. You know it. And I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you right now. What is the code, meaning of the Ankh? I got you. I got you. The key is in the spelling. The key is in the spelling, right? Right? Watch this. That's how you spell it. Ankh. The key is in the spelling. This is it kind of tells you right there. But you have to be a little bit versed in and you know what? It's in the Bible too. It's in the Bible. In the very first book of the Bible, very first chapter. It's in the Bible. But when you read the Bible prior to Gagut, you didn't have a Gagutical approach to reading that Bible. Before you were giving Gagutmatics, you did not have a Gagutical approach to read that Bible. You didn't add culture to it. You did not add culture to it. You didn't understand that the only way to interpret phenomena, supernatural phenomena, had to come through a Gagutian. So you think King James inspired this? No, you inspired this. And when you actually put it through the correct cultural lens, you will remember. You will remember. The Bible is not a history book. No, it's a science book. It's a science book. It's not a history book. It's not even in the history section. You ever go buy a Bible at Barnes and Nobles or something? It's not in the history section because it's not a history book. It's a science book. Example, turn water into wine. Let's have a Gagutical approach on this. Automatically, we're talking about elements and compounds when we're talking about turning water into wine, right? Do you believe the believed stories are a metaphor? You mean the Bible stories? I think that's what you mean to say. Do I believe that the Bible stories are a metaphor? Well, if you read the Bible, it tells you Jesus actually said he speaks in parables. Parables is not literal. And if you was to look at it, let me show you this. Let me show you this one right here. But remind me. We was talking about water in the wine. Remind me. Don't let me lose that. Don't let me lose that. You got biology in the Bible, astrology in the Bible, quantum physics in the Bible, melanin in the Bible. All these things are in the Bible. But you have to look at it Gagutically, or else you won't see it. You will not see it. You'll be just as worse as the preacher on the pulpit on Sunday. You will not see it. See, they're taking a literal interpretation, and that just ruins it. That just ruins the whole thing. What were we talking about? Okay. Oh, watch this. The Bible is not a history book. Is the Bible, right? Is the Bible a history book? Okay, let's go. Think about this real quick. Okay. Is the Bible a history book? Let's go. The Bible is not historical. Millions of people each year visit the Smithsonian Institution, a leading research organization in Washington, D.C., with many museums funded by U.S. tax dollars. The voluminous information in its exhibits, publications, etc., it presents as authoritative. Silence. All right. The Smithsonian says that the Bible is not a historical document. Let's go. The Smithsonian says that the Bible is not a historical document. The interesting thing is that it's the first 12 chapters of Genesis, the history that is the foundational to the whole of Christianity, in particular, that the Smithsonian regards as not historical. If you write to this institution and ask about the historicity of the Bible and Noah's flood in particular, you will receive a letter that states, listen to this. I'm about to write one just so I can get a letter from them. The Smithsonian's Department of Anthropology have received numerous inquiries in recent years regarding the historicity of the Bible in general and the biblical account of Noah's flood in particular. The following statement has been prepared to answer these questions. Watch this. Many people ask if the biblical flood actually took place, i.e., a flood which literally covered the entire earth and wiped out all living things except those which managed to board the ark. The occurrence of a flood story in both the Bible and the Epic of Gilgamesh, as well as in other folk traditions, does hint that there may have been enormous flooding of river valleys in a far distant time. However, thus far, after literally hundreds of archaeological excavations at different times in the Near East, no all-encompassing flood stratum has ever been found. Never has this been substantiated. After literally hundreds of archaeological excavations. Okay? So this is the Smithsonian saying this. This is paid for by tax dollars, by the government's money. Now, if you understand the pecking order, if you pay for it, this is your information. This comes to you first. So the government knows this. Although they print on your money, in God we trust. Although they'll tell you this is a God-fearing Christian country. They tell you this. Why do they tell you this? Because they're going along with you. They're going along with what you believe. Much like a child that goes along with the belief of Santa Claus. So they go to bed on the night before Christmas and they be good all year, hoping that Santa will bring them a gift. This is the parallel. So even their institution that's paid millions of dollars, hundreds of archaeological excavations and all that, they've never found nothing to substantiate this. And it's their ruling that it is not a historical account. So if it's not a historical account, what is it saying? It's scientific. It's scientific. It's science that's put in the parables. Yo, shout out to my brother Q. What's going on? Yo, we're about to get some Gagutmatics, man. You just missed a crucial part. But let's go back in further. So, Gagut, right? Gagut has unified all of mathematics. We're talking about the astral realm, the physical realm, the quantum physical realm. It's unified all of those realms. So when we're talking about Gagutmatics, we can literally go anywhere. We can go to the stars. We can go to right now this physical existence. We can go to the subatomic level. Warden to wine. Thank you very much. So water into wine. We can look at this differently because we know this is not a historical account. So when they say water in the wine, understand this has a biological application. This has alchemical application. This is chemistry as well, because we're talking about elements and compounds. Elements and compounds. Listen to this. I'm drinking wine right now. Organic wine, libations. What makes it organic is chemistry. The chemistry of this. Wine has a natural occurring composition, a compound called sulfites. What they do to wine and other libations is they will add sulfites to it. So when you let it ferment, when you're fermenting the fruit, it doesn't rot as quick. The sulfites is a natural preservative found in fruits. So when you add sulfites to it, this further preserves the fermentation process to give you a higher alcohol yield. So when you drink unorganic libations, you get a hangover, you get sick, you'll vomit. All of these happen because of the extra additives or preservatives that they put inside of your libations. So when you're drinking organic, it has no added sulfites, which is number 16 on the periodic table of elements. If I'm not mistaken, somebody can Google, check me out. It don't matter to me. I do chemistry and alchemy all day. The number 16 element on the periodic table of elements is sulfites. It's a naturally occurring element and compound that's found inside of, fermenting fruits and inside of wine. So you want to drink wine with no added sulfites. So to turn water into wine is simply about an alchemical process. Now, biologically, to apply that to biology, your blood is blue before oxygen hits it. Your blood is blue before it gets oxygenated, right? Your blood is blue. How does your blood turn red? And now we're going to go in a little bit of the coronavirus. I just wanted we had to go there. So the coronavirus, as we can look at the reports that's coming out about it, it's said to live in your lung. It goes through your respiratory system. That's why they're wearing these masks, to help them from breathing it in. That's why they test you, swab all in your nose, because apparently you can breathe it in. And I think it's cat. But it can go to your lung and reproduce itself in your lung. The people have problems breathing. You have problems breathing. This means your lungs are inflamed. And there's restriction to the oxygen supply that goes to your blood. That goes to your blood. Now, oxygen gets to your blood via your lungs. Via your lungs. So the blood is blue before the oxygen hits it from your lungs. This is turning water into wine. I don't think y'all hear me. This is turning water into wine. The blue blood turns red when oxygen hits it. This is water into wine. Listen, this is not a history book, man. You have to look at it Gagutically. All right? So, this is a process. You perform alchemy with your very being. Just breathing, you perform alchemy. This is alchemics. Just breathing. But this is also biological, a biological application. This is also a social application that you can judge your life. Look at the water as purity. Pure like a child. That's water. Then look at the wine as divinity. Divinity. You've matured. You've fermented, meaning you've matured yourself. You see? So you can go from a pure, innocent child to a refined, to a refined spirit, as they call, spirits. To refine yourself, this is an alchemical process socially. Biologically, we definitely want to continue to turn water into wine because this is the blue blood getting the oxygen that turns it red. This is why you have iron in your blood, because that iron in your blood allows that heat, that fire from your lung to oxidate those blood cells. Like if you take an iron pan or pot, put it on the stove, put it on high, it's going to turn red. Just look at the little spiral thing on your electric stove. If you have an electric stove, when you cut it on, it will heat up and then turn red. This is oxidation. It's because of the iron. This is why you have iron in your blood. The iron gets in your blood by what you eat, because everything that you eat goes to your blood. You chew your food, swallow it, it goes down your esophagus, then into your stomach acids turn it into a liquid, flush that liquid through your small intestine, it goes to your duodenum, those tiny hairs called villi, pull that information out of the food and flushes it into your blood. So the iron gets in your blood by what you eat. This is why we need iron-rich foods. This is why a lot of women, you can relate to this, your doctor tells you to eat liver. Why? Because it's rich in iron. But this is Western medicine. This isn't holistic medicine. Holistic medicine will tell you to eat a lot of cruciferous vegetables, leafy greens, broccoli, kale, baby spinach. All of these things have iron in them. They're iron rich. Asparagus, those cruciferous vegetations put iron into your blood. You need that iron in your blood in order to oxygenate those blood cells. This is Gagutical. So anyway, Gagutmatics, let's go back into alchemy. How do we turn lead into gold? How can we materialize this ink pen into gold? How do we materialize matter out of nothing? It's happening right now. It's always happening. It doesn't stop. It's immortal. Let's get back here. All right, boom. So when understanding the Ankh, right? The Ankh is a sacred symbol. I've heard a lot of people break it down. They'll say this is a womb and this is the hinenu or the penis, and then they'll say this is the offspring, the children. You know, that's a level of interpretation, you know, but that's exoteric. Let's say that's exoteric because that's surface level, you know, just looking at it, telling you what it is. That's not going into etymology or the meaning to the word Ankh. That's not getting into that. That's just having an exoteric interpretation. But let's go esoteric. Esoteric, the inside stuff. Let's break open the guts of this thing and let's get it down on paper. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you how to pull this up on your phone, a lot of it, so you can go into it on your own. You know, you can rewind the video, jot it down, take some notes, and you can show anybody this. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to tell them something they don't already know. 9 times out of 10, you're going to tell them something they don't already know unless they saw my videos. Or else they're not going to know none of this because this is Gagutmatics. All right, so the Ankh represents something that the ancients called the Ogdode. The Ogdode is what existed before existence existed. And to bring it up to modern speed first, let's go into modern speed. Do I follow a specific diet, and what is the best diet for the human body in your opinion? I eat Gagutically. I eat Gagutian foods. Only Gagutian foods. Only Gagutical foods. Let's park there real quick before we go and I lose track of your comment. So to eat Gagutically, right? We need science, right? So let's look at carbonation. Let's look at Chief Allegio. Let's look at the B6 diet. Let's look at the Eat Clean cuisine. Let's look at Dr. Sebi. Let's look at Dr. Africa. You know what I'm saying? They're Gagutians. They practice Gagutical food, Gagutical cuisine. To have an alkaline body. When you have an alkaline body, disease cannot exist. Disease cannot exist in an alkaline body. This is food gene consistency. This is biology, chemistry, all of the above. Because if we're talking about alkalinity, we're talking about pH. pH stands for potential hydrogen. Hydrogen is the number one element on the periodic table of elements. Let me show you that real quick so we don't get lost. Because this is chemistry. In chemistry, right? Chem means black. Mystery means magic. This is black magic. And this is our culture. If you're melanin dominant in the room, this is our culture. They've traded us. This is how we lead in Super Bowls and heart attacks. This is how we lead in diabetes. This is how we lead in high blood pressure and shit. Because we don't really know our culture. We traded that shit for some fucking tickets to the game. We traded that shit for some fucking concert. We traded that, for some silly shit. You know what I'm saying? But now we back. You know what I'm saying? The gods is back. Well, let's go. Okay, so this is the periodic table of elements. All right. The number one element on the periodic table of elements is hydrogen. So we're talking about potential hydrogen, or we like to call it Afro-Crojan. Hydrogen is really hide the origin. Because that's what they want to do, hide the origin. This is really our culture right here. So the number one element is hydrogen, right? Hydrogen is number one because when we're looking at this chart, right, we're talking about atoms. This is the hydrogen atom, right? This is the hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom. The Bible will tell you Adam, right? The hydrogen atom. The Bible will tell you atom. The ancestors will tell you atom. Adam, Adam, or atom. This is the same exact thing. They're talking about this hydrogen atom, which is number one on the periodic table of elements. It's number one because it has one proton, one neutron, and one electron, right? So the neutron is a neutron. It's negative. It's no charge at all. No charge. Proton is the proton because it's a positive charge. Electron has a negative charge. And the electron circles the atom. It's always moving. It's moving so fast, it's everywhere at the same damn time. That's how fast this electron moves. This is what CERN is about. This is why they built the particle collider at CERN. They're smashing this together, trying to grab this electron, but you cannot grab it. It's omnipotent. It's everywhere at the same damn time. All right? So when you read the Bible and they talk about atom, this is what they're talking about. When you're in modern science and they're talking about atom, this is what they're talking about. When you're reading some ancient Kemetic document, some Medu Neter, and they're talking about atom, this is what they're talking about. All right? And we can extrapolate that up to be the sun. And I'll get into that more. Right? So, this hydrogen atom or atom, right, is the basic building block for all physical matter, even gas, even liquid, even air that you breathe. Hydrogen. Somebody said the God particle. I can concur with that. Hydrogen. That hydrogen atom, right? So it's number one because it has one proton, one neutron, one electron, right? Now, number two is helium. Helium is number two, right? So helium, so this is number one. Helium is number 2 because it has 2 electron, 2 proton, 2 neutron. All right. Number 3, lithium, because it has 3 electron, 3 proton, 3 neutron. Right? Right? Now we look at, let's go to number 6. Hold on. Number 6, carbon. The carbon atom is number 6, right? Because it has 6 proton, 6 neutron, and 6 electron. Hence 666. So when they're talking about the mark of the beast, when you read in this Bible, if you take the science out of it, you miss the whole point. This is a non-Gagutical approach when you take the science out of it. You need the science into it. All right? If you're reading it without the science, you're going to mess it all up. Same thing with looking at these symbols like the Ankh. If you take the science out of it, you're going to miss the whole, you're going to have a shallow, very shallow approach on it. You know what I'm saying? You need to add the science in it. It's not a history book. All right? So, let me get back. Yes. The grand unified theorem. Yes. The theory of everything. Everything. This is my reading material. Everything. So we can go deeper. But let's stay right there. Very complex book. Very complex reading material. But we want to keep it simple right now. So if we look at what's different between this number 1, number 2, number 3, even number 6, it's an addition of proton, neutron, and electron. How do we add a proton, neutron, and electron? How do we add hydrogen atoms? So this is just 2 hydrogen atoms. This is 3 hydrogen atoms. This is 6 hydrogen atoms contained in one structure of one atom. So how do we do that? How do we add these atoms to build different material? Because look, gold is, so hydrogen is 1, helium is 2, lithium is 3, even got carbon. Carbon is 6. So 6 hydrogen atoms will give you carbon. 3 hydrogen atoms will give you lithium. 2 hydrogen atoms will give you helium. How do you add those atoms together? How do you add them together? So if 6 of them gives us carbon, how many gives us gold? Let's take a look. There's gold right there. AU. AU is gold. Right? I believe 78 is platinum. This is gold. Right? Yeah, number 16 on the periodic table is sulfites. That's what's in the wine and in the liquor that you drink. They add sulfites. Number 16, I was right. So gold is 79. So this would be 79 hydrogen units. 79 hydrogen units. So to add 79 of them together will give you gold. How do we do that? How do we add those hydrogen units together? Now, this is about to get a little bit, this can get a little expansive, right, where we about to go now. Why is it AU? That's a very good question. You notice we have a season, autumn, where the leaves turn from green to gold. where the foliage, the chlorophyll, which is analogous to a plant as melanin is to a human, turns gold, which is AU, autumn. Autumn, AUTUM, autumn, gold. She said, wow, black magic. Yo, excellent answer. Excellent answer. Everything comes back to nature. Everything. 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 Let me continue because I'm gonna digress. Trust me, I'm gonna run all over the damn place. But we get back to how we get there. All right, yeah. Thank you. So, how do we do this? How do we add these hydrogen units, right? So, there's people who've tried, famous people, like Albert Einstein. This is what relativity was about. Albert Einstein attempting to steal the birthright, to steal the alchemics, to return to this level of science. You know what I'm saying? And he did not complete it. What he was looking for was Gagut. What he was looking for was Gagut, and he died without finding Gagut. He died without finding Gij, J equals 0. Now, not to get too deep in it, but we're going to get in it. All right, let me see how much time I got left. Damn, I was talking for that long? Y'all got like 3 minutes left. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out, then I'm going to come back in. Because I'm not going to be able to do this in 2 minutes and some change. I had no idea I had talked that long. I'm going to go out and I'm going to come back in and we're going to break that down. Is that cool? Because I know I'm going to need more time than this. Because this is not enough time for me. But now we laid the ground level. We laid the base level. We laid the base coat. So we're just going to get back and we're going to build. Right? It's going to be straight lace because I got like a minute and something left. So we're going to go out, then we're going to come back in. If you still want to dive deep on this Gagutmatics, come right back in. All right? It's your brother. Pin this real quick. There we go. Alright, what up? That's Dot. What up, boy? Gagut greetings. We got Hef in the building. What up? What's popping? Alright, so let's get this popping. So if you was here for the last couple minutes, we're just breaking open this alchemy using Gagutmatics. It's the only way it can be done. And I was expressing that there were people who've attempted to do this in the past. Very famous person named Albert Einstein is one. Gagut greetings to everybody. Yes, Einstein tried. This is what relativity was all about. E minus MC squared equals 0, or E equal MC squared. But we say E minus MC squared equals 0. To keep it Gagutical, it needs balance in there. So E minus MC squared equals 0. This is what it was all about. Energy, right, equals mass times the speed of light. C is the speed of light squared. So the speed of light squared instantaneously. How did he accomplish that? And this is why I like the movie Black Panther. Like, as soon as I saw Black Panther, I saw this. And I was like, wow. Like, once you really get into Gagut, like, you see it. Like, you see it. I doubt if the person who made Black Panther even knows this. Because it is like, yo, we can create Wakanda right now. Yes, no, literally. We can create Wakanda right now. You know, that whole thing about the vibranium and all. Let me continue, because I'm going to get on a tangent and I'm going to get sidetracked. Then we're going to have to do a whole nother live. Like, this shit is crazy. All right, so, boom. What Albert Einstein did is When, beautiful, when we do. When. So what Albert Einstein did through relativity is they used relativity and weaponized it. FDR, the president during World War II, FDR, he heard about this school in New Jersey, heard about this young Jewish scientist by the name of Albert Einstein working on this theory of relativity, E minus mc squared equals 0. And being as though they were going through World War II, which is the bloodiest war in the history of the world. World War II, the bloodiest war in the history of the world. How many people in here, take a guess, and no ringers. If you're a ringer, you already know, don't answer. How many people died in World War II? Somebody guess. Give me some numbers. Don't look it up. If you're a ringer, you already know. Don't say nothing. Sister Ra, don't say nothing. How many people died in World War II? As a consequence of World War II, how many people died? Don't Google it. I'm going to know if you Googled it. Don't Google it. Somebody said 100 million. Somebody said 200,000. What's it, 80 million? That's that you're a ringer. Less than you think. I don't know how many. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what you're thinking. I'm curious though. How many people died in World War II? My Wi-Fi is acting. My phone is acting crazy. How many people? All right, somebody said 200,000. If I may ask, what's your outlook opinion on the Conesis? Too many. That's a very good answer. $144,000. Yo, that's funny. He said 144,000. Stop playing, yo. All right. Look. Let's answer that question. 144,000. Oh man, y'all got me rolling. It's too late at night to be wilding like that. All right, so World War II was the deadliest military conflict in history. An estimated total of 70 to 85 million people perished. 70 to 85 million people perished. Listen, 70 to 85 million people, which was a third of the population in the world in 1940. A third of the population. So 85 million people max perished from World War II. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was funny. But 85 million people perished from World War II, a third of the population in 1940. Now, somebody definitely blessed us with the answer to what stopped World War II. What stopped it was the bomb that they dropped over Japan. The bomb that they dropped over Japan, and they created that bomb using Albert Einstein's E minus mc squared equals 0. To get into alchemy a little bit deeper, I want to go into that because this was an attempt on alchemy. This was an attempt. And we can learn from this attempt. This is why anytime somebody's claiming they got nuclear capabilities, America is there. The whole world is there. Like, yo, what are y'all doing? Let's check it out. Blah, 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 blah. Because in order to get to this level of understanding, you definitely come across the capability out of ignorance, that's correct, to make one of the most devastating bombs that the world has ever seen. And it's the level of information we're breaking open right now. I just want you to know this is where we're going. I had a certified rocket scientist teach me this, and I'm breaking it down for y'all right now. And that's Professor Gabriel Aldo Oyibo. You know what I'm saying? His gave me this. Just like the, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, we got ring. Well, you was in class. We got ringers, and you were paying attention too. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So something like that shouldn't worry you. You should be more worried that you're ignorant to what is going on. You know, dis-ease is a sign of ignorance. That's what dis-ease is. Dis-ease is a sign of ignorance. Death is a sign of ignorance. We're really immortal. That's a big fact. Somebody asked about diet and nutrition. Gagutical foods only. You know what I'm saying? Gagutical foods only. This is the age of Gagut right now. Although it was founded in 1990, Gagut unified all of the 118 elements on the periodic table of elements down to one, which is hydrogen, which we call Afrocrogen. Hydrogen, like you see in water, this primordial water, this hydrogen. And now we're into the age of Aquarius, which is illustrated by a bucket of water being poured. Hydrogen. This is the Gagutical age. This is your time right now. All right? So let me break that open just a little bit. So what Albert Einstein did through the Manhattan Project was construct this bomb. Now, just in case you're wondering, this bomb did not kill millions of people. This bomb didn't even kill 1 million people. It didn't even kill 500,000 people. But what happened was the one bomb was so devastating. What's the best water? You need to go on my Instagram and my bio. I got a link to my YouTube channel. I'll show you how to make the best water. I'll show you how to make some Gagutical water, some theorem water. I show you how to do it on your own. And this is the water that will save your life. I'll show you how to do it in your own house right now. With some very simple tools, I'll show you how to do it on your own. So even if you can't find the water at your local supermarket or store, you can do it on your own. With whatever water you can find. It could be the spigot water. You could take spigot water until you could turn water into wine. Understand me. I show you how to do it. This is a small chemistry experiment in your lab or kitchen, which is really a lab. You can do it on your own. Go to my gram, to my page, and look at my bio. It's a link to my YouTube channel. I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how to do it. You can do it on your own. It's nothing. So what they did was they gathered uranium. And they use uranium because uranium is naturally imbalanced. Just like we look at the carbon atom. The carbon atom had 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, right? The uranium atom is imbalanced. It'll have like 12 protons, 12 neutrons, and then it'll have like 25 electrons or something crazy. It'll be off. It's naturally imbalanced. So being as though it's naturally imbalanced, this made it easier to infiltrate its composition. Making it easier to infiltrate its composition, this was an attempt to pump in more hydrogen units. So let's go into how they actually did that and what happened as a consequence of that out of their ignorance. Now, before I get there, I want to go to something you might be familiar with, and this is going to relate back to the Ankh. It's going to tie back into this, but it's going to go into the Ankh, right? The esoteric interpretation of what this means. We're going to go deep. And I guarantee you, when you share this, right? When you share this, hold up, what's the difference between Gabriel Oyibo's theory? He doesn't have a theory. Stephen Hawking has a theory. Oyibo has a theorem. Let me show you. Let me show you again, because we done went there already. Here we go. This is his book right here. The Grand Unified Theorem. Theorem. It's a grand unified theorem. It's not a theory, it's a theorem. Theorem. Look, let's look at what theorem means. And I believe we went here, but you might not have been here. Theorem. What's the definition of theorem? Physics and mathematics, a general proposition not self-evident, but proven by a chain of reasoning, a truth established by means of accepted truths. So this is literally a truth on top of a truth on top of a truth, because it's plural. So it's a truth on top of truth on top of truth. If you look up theory, you won't find the word truth in there, John. Not one time. A supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles independent of the thing to be explained. It's a theory. This is, this is belief. This is the word truth wasn't in there one time. So when you go into theory, you're not really getting to the truth. Gagut is the truth. It's all truths mixed together. It's the unification of all truths, literally. You know what I'm saying? So this is way heavier than Stephen Hawking's information. No disrespect to him, but we don't need Stephen Hawking anymore. Stephen Hawking needs us. We don't need Albert Einstein. Like, they need us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So in modern science, they have a concept known as the Big Bang, right? In the Big Bang, they describe everything coming out of a singularity. Hold on, let me see if I can get an accurate illustration of that. I typed in Big Bang, and they pulled up the TV show. Madness. I put in Big Bang and they pulled up the damn TV show. All right, let me go in. All right, so Big Bang. The rapid expansion of matter from a state of extremely high density and temperatures that, according to the current cosmological theories, there we go again, theories, mark the origins of the universe. All right. So what existed in the Big Bang? Let me see if they got it down here. Stages, causes, scientific theory. What's the meaning of the Big Bang? How did the Big Bang start? What happened in the Big Bang? All right, cool. Give me that. No one knows exactly what happened in the Big Bang, in the universe before the Big Bang. Cool. No, that's not enough. Come on, give it to me. The Big Bang. Explosion. No, I need more. Hold on. All right, let me get it right here. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Okay, so what came out? What came out of the Big Bang? Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna tie this back to the Stay right there. A few minutes into expansion, when the temperature was about 1 billion Kelvin, the universe. Here you go. What elements came out of the Big Bang? No. What was the force to emerge from the Big Bang? That's it right there. The first force to emerge from the Big Bang was gravity, right? The first force was gravity. Okay. So what they're saying is there were 4 forces to come out of the Big Bang. That's why they said the first force was gravity. Now let's go. What forces Here you go. In only a few seconds, the universe formed out of a singularity that stretched across space. One result of the Big Bang was the formation of the four basic forces in the universe. These four basic forces are electromagnetism, right? Electromag, strong nuclear. Let me write this down. Strong nuke, weak nuke, and gravity. All right. Okay. These four forces, electromagnetism, strong nuclear, weak nuclear, and gravity. Now, notice modern science only has these four, right? They have four, right? Now, what the Ankh is telling you, this is an ancient African account, right? What the Ankh is telling you. And what the ancient Africans said. See, when we're talking about this Big Bang, pardon me, and we're talking about these four forces, we're talking about actually what existed before existence existed. Did the Big Bang. Listen, you're talking about the Bible, you got to be Gagutical. You have to be Gagutical. Don't read the Bible with a Greco-Roman Ptolemaic concept. You got to throw that out. You have to throw that out. I'm going to take you on a journey real quick. Let me take you on a journey because you brought up the Bible. Look. Real quick. And I believe we have time. Yeah, we got time. We got plenty of time. All right, cool. Watch this. We're going to take you on a journey right here. Just for you. Just for you, Corey. I got you. It's a small trip. Look. The Ethiopian Bible is the oldest and most complete Bible on earth. Look at that young man holding that Bible. The Ethiopian Bible is the oldest and most complete Bible on earth. Why am I showing you this? Because this is Coptic. This is Ethiopian Coptic. Ethiopian Coptic is the oldest Bible and most complete Bible on earth. The oldest and most complete Bible on earth has 88 books in it. Now, what does Coptic mean? Because this is Ethiopian Coptic, right? Coptic. What does Coptic mean? What does Coptic mean? The language of the Copts, which represents the final stage of ancient Egyptian. It now serves only as the liturgical language of the Coptic Church. So when they say Coptic, they're talking about ancient Egyptian. So when they talk about the Bible, you're actually talking about information that's ancient Egyptian information. Translated into Coptic, then translated into Hebrew, then translated into Greek, then translated into English. And along the way, they chopped off books and threw out stuff and revised it. All right, so you have to have a Gagutical approach. When you look at these things, you're taking the science out of it. Everything about ancient Egyptian information was Gagutical. It had science in it. It had a social application in it. It had astrology in it. It had biology in it. It had quantum physics in it. Everything that they did had a Gagutical approach. This is a grand unification of thought. So you have to throw that Greco-Roman interpretation out the window. You have to throw that out. So when we're talking about the source of the information, you got to come here. You got to come right here. You see what I'm saying? Now, what they said in the Bible about what existed before existence existed is going to say the same thing as the ancient Egyptian account. Now, when we go to the ancient Egyptian account, we come to, now you see the Big Bang. Modern science told you the Big Bang had these four forces that came out of it. All right, these four forces came out of a singularity. This is what existed before existence existed, according to modern science. This is today's standing rule about what happened. All right, so the Ogdode. The Ogdode. Let's go to the Ogdode. A group or a set of 8. Hold up. What is the Egyptian Ogdode? Here we go. The Ogdode was a system of 8 deities, 4 gods, and their consorts. The number was 4. The number 4 was considered to represent completeness. Each pair represented the male and female aspects of the 4 creative power sources. Okay, now let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Hold on. Here we go. Now, what existed in the Ogdode was the 4 pair. Amun, Amunet, Nun, Nunet, Ka, Kaket, Ha, and Hahet. A-N-K-H. The Ankh, Amun, Amunet, Nun, Nunet, Ka, Kaket, Ha, Hahet. This is the Ankh. So, modern science has only 4. However, there are 8 forces that existed before existence existed. And our ancestors called it the Ogdode. What they said was, in the beginning, everything and anything existed in the primordial waters of Nun. Then from that primordial water rose Atum, which sat atop of Ptah. Atum created Ptah as it rose from the water. Atum. Then Atum called forth 4 essences of creation. Amen and Amunet, Nun, Nunet, Ka, Kaket, and Ha, and Hahet. The Ankh. The Ankh came out of the primordial waters. The Ankh is the 4 forces that they said existed in a singularity. The singularity, which is Atum. Atum, which is Adam or Adam. This Atum had the 4 forces. How do we explain these 4 forces? Now let's go. Now, there's really more than 4. But these geniuses like Albert Einstein barely understood these 4. Right? So, let's break this down again. So, what keeps this electron on here circulating? Because that's what the electron does. It circulates around that atom. What keeps it rotating around the atom is electromagnetivity. Right? Electromagnetic force keeps that electron circulating. Now, what holds it down is gravity. Now, if we look at the helium atom, it has 2 electrons, 2 protons and 2 neutrons. So how did we add in a proton, a neutron, and electron? Easy. Boom. Let's make this a helium. Right? Now, the force that you have to, there's a force created from this circulating, and it's called a weak nuclear force. That's the force that you have to penetrate to get that extra proton and neutron into the atom. You have to penetrate that weak nuclear force. Now, there's also a force that keeps it together. Now, notice, let's say you have two magnets, right? Two magnets, the North Pole, it's the South Pole. And you got another magnet with the North Pole and the South Pole. If you pull them together, they will repel apart. These are two positive charges. If you put them together, they will repel apart, just like the magnet does. So what keeps these two from repelling apart is the strong nuclear force. You see that? It's the strong nuclear force. So what happened is, when Albert Einstein, E equal mc squared, was used to build this bomb, and this is my bomb, pardon me. What happened was, it's a two-part bomb, two parts. The tip of it had a basic explosive, dynamite, right? Basic explosive, right? And then the second was a bunch of uranium atoms. Uranium, because it's unstable, it has a disproportionate amount of electrons, protons, and neutrons. It's disproportionate, right? So easily we can see that this weak nuclear force is even weaker because you can add in proton and neutron to it easier, naturally, through pressure. So what happens is, with this two-part bomb, as the dynamite goes off, it heats these atoms to weaken even further this weak nuclear force. Then what happens is fission or fusion. These atoms fuse together, pumping in protons and neutrons, pumping them in. But what happens is, it's unstable. It's unstable. And the strong nuclear force, just like these two positive ends of the magnet, force themselves out. And as it forces itself out, it creates a blast zone of 5 miles that obliterates any atomic structures anywhere near it. This could be women, children, dogs, fish, whatever. All living matter, trees, plants, anything with atomic structure is devastated within a 5-mile radius. Now, this happened because they didn't understand the strong and weak nuclear force. They didn't understand how they really work. They had electromagnetism and they had gravity. And just by unifying these two, just by understanding these two, they made one of the biggest bombs in the history of the world. You see that? So this is the secret of the alchemics, is how to unify all of these 4 forces. See, but there's really more than 4. Because each one is 2. So there's really 8. You see? But this is a matriarchal society. A patriarchal society, pardon me. Which only acknowledges the masculine, doesn't acknowledge the feminine. So our ancestors understood balance. This is why every male nature had a female counterpart. You need male and female to have a charge. You need to complete the circuit. You need male and female. This is why it was Amen, Amunet, Nun, Nunet, Ka, Kaket, Ha, Ha-Het. This is Gagutmatics that is in your Ankh. This is what your Ankh is telling you. This is what the Ankh was telling you. So by using a material like uranium, and this goes back to Black Panther. When I was watching Black Panther, I noticed they had this mining operation where they were mining this material that they were using to make their vibranium. excuse me, vibranium. And Albert Einstein in the Manhattan Project, they use uranium. Guess where uranium is found plentiful on Earth? In Africa. That's right. In Gagutian. They have uranium. Plentiful. Plenty. It's one of the largest reserves of uranium on the planet. And this is no surprise considering that Africa is the most mineral-rich continent on the planet. This is how our ancestors, these ancient Africans, could make gold. We could materialize things out of nothing, essentially. Pure hydrogen, which is everywhere in the air. You can materialize it in the air. So to actually put this intelligence into production, we need technology. So we need to, just as the Manhattan Project used E minus MC squared equals 0, and America's technology, E minus MC squared equals 0, to produce this destruction, we can use the intelligence of Professor Oyibo with the technology of whoever is working now into chemistry, whoever is working now into a laboratory, and we can put this information, this intelligence to basic applications. Turn water into wine. This is elements and compounds. Real rap. So they left us keys, like the key to life, immortality. They left us clues. We left ourselves clues, breadcrumbs, so that we can wake up. So that we can wake up. Oscillator. How is that? You gotta give me a little bit more in the question. I'm not in your mind all the way. I'm a little bit in your mind, but I'm not all the way there. I'm trying to figure out. Give me like just a small sentence, at least 3 words. Cheese and crackers. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever introduced Chief to Oyibo? Yeah, in the last class yesterday. Yeah. Yesterday. Even before yesterday. Actually, even before yesterday, I've shared some of Chief videos with Professor Oyibo. Professor Oyibo loves carbonation and what we're doing, especially that we're challenging people to get deeper, to stretch your mind. There'll be some things that, we could talk about and we're going to talk about that you might not understand, and it might seem a little challenging to understand it, but you know what? You need to challenge yourself because, for thousands of years we've been doing this, and this is really our heritage and our birthright. You need to wonder why it's a challenge for you to understand this stuff. Not like this, what we just said right now, because this was relatively easy how I explained this. But, we need to understand that people put in work to get this. Like, there was hard work. Like, imagine you studying nature. The books wasn't out. The information wasn't out. It's not like you had a teacher. Nature was your teacher. You know what I'm saying? You went outside and observed nature. On that level, imagine the size of the balls you had to have to challenge yourself to understand what existed before existence existed. And this before was a Wi-Fi, internet source, or Encyclopedia Britannica. None of that. None of that was around. You know what I'm saying? Do we go back to Egypt? Where and when we get our Wakanda? We don't say Egypt. We say Kemet or Gagutian. And that would be a wonderful thing to see. And I believe they will receive as well. They will say the gods are back. You know what I'm saying? The average mind, well, see, we got to remember, this is why we're attaching culture to it. We're attaching culture to it. We're putting swag to it. You know what I'm saying? We have to attach culture to it so we can see ourselves in it. we have to attach culture to it so we can see ourselves in it. This is why they use hip-hop to sell you products. This is why they use hip-hop to sell you chicken nuggets at McDonald's and shit. This is why they use hip-hop to sell you the NFL or the NBA or a new video game or a new movie. This is why they use it to sell you these products, because now you see yourself in the product. You know what I'm saying? To the numbers 26, 27, and 20. This is significance in all numbers. First, you need to realize that those numbers don't really exist. You simplify those numbers. So that would be 8, 9, and 1. It will be 8, 9, and 1. And 8, 9, and 1 is going to go back to 9, because 1 plus 8 is going to be 9. 9 plus 9 is going to be 18, which is 1 plus 8, which is 9. So you're looking at 9, all of those numbers. And 9 is completion. 9 is the highest vibration. 9 is, the feminine. The feminine or feminine, which is Ma'at, the first illustration of a female angel ever in history, which is really not really female or male. It's balanced. Ma'at is the scale. She's balanced. Reciprocity, truth, just, harmony, propriety. Those are the 7 principles of Ma'at. So we talk about math. We get math from Ma'at. I got a whole room. I'm doing a presentation on that. Like, look, I'm going to show you a little bit. This joint going to be dope. Like, I'm almost done. We're going over the origin and the history of mathematics. I'm doing the Fibonacci, or the golden ratio, what they call on that, with the spiral. I'm almost done. I got my pyramid over there. I got my art over here. I got this whole tapestry I'm doing. Got the similar hate rule. Like, I've been working on this joint. It's just taking me so long because of the details. Like, I put a lot of details in it. But as soon as I get done that, I'm going to put that joint up for y'all. It's going to be banging. Ma, that's right. The Ma. That's right. The Ma. The Ma Confederation. The Ma Confederation is where you get the people who gave you Ma'at. They came from the Ma Confederation. Whether it be Samaria, Canaanites, Kemet, the Egyptians, all of those cultures of people came out of the Ma Confederation, which predates all of them. The Ma Confederation, the Ma's were the mathematicians. The mathematicians. All of this came from the Ma civilization. So, people like to talk about Kemet, and that's cool. I like to talk about Kemet too. But these things didn't originate in what we know as Kemet. Kemet is just simply one of the sites that is the most excavated. There's been the most excavations out of any of these ancient cultures on the planet has happened in ancient Kemet. So, we don't want to get stuck there. We want to interpret it Gagutically. You know what I'm saying? That's why we kind of renamed it Gagutia. You know what I mean? So, this is how we do it. By understanding these 4 forces, by understanding the Ankh, this is how we were able to turn any matter out of anything. You know what I'm saying? And we can still do this now. Honestly, we have the intelligence, we have the theorems, we have the mathematics to do it. We just got to put the technology behind it. So anybody that's versed in chemistry, anybody that's versed in magnetics, because where you find electricity, you find, magnetics. This is electromagnetism. And what couples with that is gravity. Because it sucks things that's why the electron is stuck to the outside of the atom. Although it's moving, it's still stuck to it. It's glued to it. That's gravity. Where you find electromagnetism, you find gravity. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a little taste of some Gagutmatics. We can go a little deeper, maybe tomorrow. I definitely got to cash out now. It's way too late for me. But that was deep, yo. That was nice. And if you got any questions, hit my DM.
Somebody definitely hit me up about registering for class. I'm going to get with y'all tomorrow. I was a little bit overwhelmed today, but we could definitely get y'all registered and to come into the briefings. And like I said, if you got any other questions about it, definitely hit me up. I would love to address it. And I'll probably get up early anyway. I don't go to sleep like that. It's jumping on me right now, though. But I'll probably get up early and do something again because I wanted to go in a little bit on symbolism and words and etymology, because a lot of these words we use, we take it the wrong way. Like we take it the wrong way, but we don't have a Gagutical approach. We're going to fix all of that. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love to you too, Corey. Listen, this your brother, and I love you because I love myself. Peace.